Nearly 4 years ago, I entered my first jiu-jitsu competition with 3 months experience. This is how the no-gi went. All right, so we're going to review the tape. I'm going to be pausing, drawing arrows, pointing out some things that I think will help your jiu-jitsu, and just generally laughing at myself. Now, that is JT from Bulletproof for BJJ. Fantastic coach. And yeah, he did a very good job at coaching me through what I needed to do. Now, I'm a lot more comfortable in no-gi than in gi. So yeah, see how we go. All right, so I'm being told to pummel. You can see that I'm trying to get some sort of collar tie. Don't really have much wrestling. The guy I'm up against, he's an MMA guy, so I think they do a little bit more wrestling than we do. I'm just trying to pummel on the inside. I don't really know what to do at this point. When I get the double underhook, I don't really know what I'm trying to achieve. I just know that I'm being told to pummel, so that's what I'm doing. Generally, I think the advice is really good, just to keep pressuring in, trying just to bully my opponent and try and force a mistake or get him to do something. Again, I'm letting him just control my head way too much. I'm not clearing the collar tie. So a really simple way of clearing the collar tie is to reach up and clear with your hands. So just like swipe it off the back of your head, duck in, and bring your head back up the other way. Again, I've got no wrestling at all. This is typical white belt stuff. He just fell over. That was not even a takedown. I think we're both tired. He was trying to pull guard, and I was able to get that. He's doing a really good job of wrapping up that half guard. Now, I should have got pulled up by the ref for grabbing his no-gi there. Sorry, it's just about to get good, but let me just point that out because I think it's funny. So again, I'm just like trying to bully in. I have no idea what I'm really doing in terms of the pass. I'm just trying to push my way in. But here, you see, I'm cheating. This is a big no-no, guys. This is cheating. Disqualify this man. Oh, this is great. Oh, okay. I got no knee cut, and I was able to knee cut him somehow. It's just, oh my gosh. Yeah, he turtles out. I think I take his back, but way too high. I'm way too high. Yep, and I'm gonna get shocked off the back so easy. So if we go back, the reason that I wasn't able to take his back was pretty simple, right? Just way too high up. I do the right thing and get both of my hooks in somehow. So I get both of my hooks in. But let's look at my arm position and specifically my head relative to his head. If my head goes in front of his, so shifts forward, then he can easily calm out the back and shuck me forward over the top. I'm far too high up. What I want to do is place my shoulder right in the back of his neck about here. So if you feel the back of your skull, there's a little divot there, like a little hole in the back of your skull. That is the exact position you want your shoulder when you're seatbelting on the back, to take the back, to make sure you stay in the right position. Also take note of the amount of space that I'm leaving between my chest and my opponent's back. Ideally, I want no space. I want our chest to line up, essentially. Hooks in, yep, and I'm head to the mat. No, I should have my head all the way back, or at least try and climb up. Now here would have been a really good transition for an arm bar. So now that he is trying to come up, and I know that I'm losing the position, because my leg is still in, if I grab this leg here, throw it over his face, and just take his arm that he's left behind. So you can see like his arm is probably like around there. That's my attempt at an arm. I just need to lock up on that and take the arm bar. So that is a very good transition that you can do, and one that I do often now. Yeah, straight into guard. Terrible. Okay, again, my guard is terrible. At this point, I've been training for 3 months. I don't have a guard. I don't know what I'm doing. Now, JT's coaching is fantastic, but half the time, I had no idea what he's telling me to do. I didn't know the techniques yet. Now, here's where I make a pretty big mistake. Now, going for a lumberjack sweep, but I reach up underneath like this. So if he falls, he's going to fall down on top of my head rather than grabbing the other way around. So this is actually pretty dangerous for me, this position. But I didn't know that at the time, so I just wanted to underhook, grip and rip. Yeah. So from that position, it would have been a good opportunity to do a hip bump sweep. So open up my guard. See how my guard stayed locked? That's why I didn't take the position, because I kept my closed guard locked. Guard up. So he's telling me to get my guard up nice and high, which helps to break down his posture. Now I'm doing the right thing by grabbing his head here and trying to like bring his posture down toward me. But yeah, I want to move these legs up higher. Really good advice from JT. Guard higher. Take the underhook. So I'm looking at JT, letting him know that I'm listening to him. What I'm trying to do here is I was trying to swim in, bring him forward with my hips and my arms, lock over the top with an overhook, and go for either a triangle or an armbar setup. I actually learned that from Jeremy Skinner like a couple weeks before this, and I was trying to implement it. But yeah, it didn't work out in comp. Okay, he stands up again to try and pass. Again, I take that underhook. Now that was a big mistake, him like reaching back like that. He's susceptible to a triangle, which we did fall into the triangle. And somehow I cinched out an armbar. I don't know how that happened. But this was all set up from him putting his arm back behind. So there's a couple of things that my opponent did that were mistakes here. Now, he's correct in that he needed to stand up to pass, right? He needed to stand up. Now, he needed to stagger his stance, so he can't leave both of his feet right here for me to grab underneath. What he should have done is circled this on the inside out and step nice and far back on, or either leg, but probably this leg. Then you can start reaching back, maybe go under if you're so inclined, or just push down on the knee and open up your opponent's guard. But standing in front of me here, staggered stance, and with me having like two underhooks on his legs was a bad idea. The second mistake he did on top of that was reaching back underneath and not being aware that he needs to control the other leg if it decides to come through. He can't just, hope and pray here. So he's reaching through, but let's give the triangle, right? So again, my triangle technique is terrible, absolutely terrible. I didn't have much of a triangle back then. But I was able to somehow get the armbar. So I've got hold of his wrist. My legs are on the wrong side of his head, but he rolls, luckily, into position for me, and I finished armbar with me belly down. Don't know how that happened. Sometimes, you can just wing it and shit falls into place. Sweet. I was gassed. All right, here are the semis. So, this is the same guy that I'd already versed earlier in the day in gi, and I was luckily able to win with an Americana. But this match doesn't end up that way. So let's take a look. All right, straight to the head somehow. Really decent entry on the single leg, but yeah, my opponent's not driving in. He's not turning the corner. He's just trying to standing there and grabbing my leg, right? So I'm able to just lock down on his neck and sprawl hard backwards. So I'm looking for the anaconda setup, but I wasn't very good at it. I didn't really understand how to finish it. So I'm just trying to lock up the anaconda there from this position when he's got his arms nice and flared. Now I am hipping down to try and stay heavy on his head. But there's absolutely no way I can finish him here, because let's take a look at his arm position. His arm is nice and flared out. What I want is his arm across his body like this. That way, we can actually create some pressure that we need on the neck. Now, you don't need to cut off both sides of the neck, the carotid arteries on both sides, to put someone to sleep. It's sufficient just to cut off one side. But in this position, because both of his arms are flared out, I don't really have much pressure on either side. Now, JT is telling me to sit through on it. What he's telling me to do is to roll through or to get him onto his side, right? So I can bring my left leg in this case out to my hip and drop him down onto his side here and lock up. So basically then I'd walk my legs in and grab his legs and finish up the anaconda. Or I could roll through. Now, in order to roll through though, if I was to try and roll through here, look how little grip I have on my bicep. It would pop straight off and I'd lose the position. So what I would recommend, if I was in this position today, what I would do is I would take a gable grip and lock down my elbow on his arm here and drive his arm across. So gable grip, close down this elbow, and drive his arm across, and then you can roll through. Once you're on the other side, you can swap back to the anaconda position. So that's what I'll do today. So those are your two options from that position. Now, JT was telling me to sit through, and I remember still to this day very distinctly, I had no idea what he meant. I had no idea what he wanted me to do. So I try to sit through here. I think I know, but I'd never done it before. I'd never seen it. Yeah. And then I think JT realized, this dickhead doesn't know what he's doing. Yes, that was a good transition. That was pretty good. Let's take a look again. Yeah, underhook swing to the back. Yeah, JT told me to go to the back. I was just lucky to be able to grab the neck straight away. And yeah. I'm pretty gassed. Now, let's go to the finals. Okay, no fist bump. All right. It's pretty bad. Again, my wrestle strategy on the feet was just to try and bully people. I don't even know how I got him down. But I think my opponent wanted to play guard here. So I think he was happy to concede, even though, he would have probably preferred not to concede the points. I think he was a guard player, and I was a top player, so this worked for me. I'm just going for like a scramble. Fucking man, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just throwing my body at him, really. He's got really good guard retention. He'd been training for about a year at this time, and it shows. He's much more experienced than me. He's better than me technically. I'm just coming at him physically. What was that? Oh my God, I can't remember this. What was that? Bro thinks he's a Rotolo. What the hell? Look at this. Roly-poly. Oh my God. That's hilarious. Okay, so now I'm consolidated. I need to take that crossface. I let him turtle. I should not have done that. And if I am going to let him turtle, I need to then go to his back. Yeah, so JT's pointing out that way too close. I cannot have my hips here because he can just reach out with his hand and wrestle up, get the points, right? So I need to sprawl all the way back like I'm doing, or what I should have done is go straight to attacking turtle, not go to the front headlock. In my opinion, I'd prefer to go and attack the turtle. But yeah, Ben's doing a really great job here. I love JT's coaching. It's so good. It's so aggressive. I love it. And I'm looking at him. I'm trying to listen. I'm trying to pay attention to what he's saying and follow his instruction because I know that I'm outmatched out there. So I need a black belt to talk me through it. Now, what I could have done here in this position is used this grip on his chin. Grab a chin strap here, reach up under and underhook his right arm. So with my left arm, underhook through here, and then use the chin strap and that underhook and bring him all the way over the top for a mat return. That would have been pretty effective here. Still trying to pass. Again, Ben, my opponent here, has really good guard retention. Nearly got the sweep there. That was great. Oh, no. So I shouldn't have conceded. So I actually conceded the sweep here. I should not have done that. So I've got his head, and I thought I had a guillotine, so I thought to sit back, but it's not even close to being in the right position. And unfortunately, as soon as his head comes out, he's going to be awarded the 2 points. You can see that his neck and head is completely safe here. He's totally safe. Yeah, so that was a big mistake. So he nearly swept me. I regained top position. I had some sort of headlock, like a bulldog or whatever. I grabbed his head, and then I decided to sit back on it. Particularly in a comp environment, unless you really know what you're doing, I don't recommend conceding and sitting back on guillotines or anything like that. So, yeah, I'm trying to do something with it. I've still got his head. I've lost connection of my hands, so there's just no way I can get it. Yeah, as soon as he pops his head out, that's 2 points for Ben. Deservedly. I made a big mistake. Now, it's important to note, my guard sucked. I'm not a guard player. Ben's a guard player. I'm the top player. Our roles are reversed, so he has a really hard time passing my guard, and I have a really hard time doing anything with my guard. Now, coach is telling me that I'm up on advantage. I had a look at the scoreboard. I see that we're 2-all. It's a minute and 50 seconds left. And to be honest, the next minute and 50 seconds are incredibly boring. Nothing really happens. So I'm just going to fast forward through it. Realistically, at the time, I was just trying to win. So I was trying to make things happen with my arm bars and my triangle setups, but I was also happy to stall in guard. Now, here's the problem with IBJJF. The onus is on the top player to pass. The onus is not on the guard player. So guard players very rarely get called out for stalling. But realistically, there were moments here where, you know, I look at my performance here and I say, I'm stalling. And I know that I was stalling because that's what I was thinking at the time. Because I couldn't do anything. He was technically better than me. So he's doing a great job of controlling my biceps here. I would prefer to take pistol grips in the armpits rather than on the biceps, but I know Gordon Ryan prefers bicep grip. It's just a preference thing. He's trying to get his knee through the middle. This is a great way to open guard, but literally I am just locking down my ankles at the top and just not letting him pass. Like, I'm just locking him down, holding him, because I know if he opens my guard, he's going to pass me and I'm going to lose. So that's what I was thinking. I'm trying to build up height, and yeah, I just stalled out the 2 minutes. That was it. Like, it really wasn't that interesting. But yeah, that was my second division of the day. Earlier today, I did gi. You haven't seen that video, go check it out. I did a reaction to that. It's much more cringe than this, believe it or not. But yeah, there you have it. If you like this video, leave me a comment. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you thought that I could have done better. And yeah, see you next time.